Right now at 5, grief and anger in Buffalo, New York after a mass shooter took the lives of 10 people.
This is an absolute racist hate crime.
Community members are mourning and calling for action.
This is not open season on African Americans. Right. This is not shoot if you want. No, this is not what this is. Right. This was an act of evil. Right. Yes, it was. Evil.
The mass shooting in Buffalo, New York is the deadliest in the U.S. this year. Today, hundreds of people attended a prayer vigil outside of the Buffalo supermarket where that attack happened.
In my 65 years in Buffalo, I've never seen anything like this. Never. We survived the gang era, the drug era, and now this. This too shall pass. We're going to survive this as well.
Tonight, we are learning new details about the suspected shooter. KPRC 2's Brandon Walker is live for us in Buffalo tonight with the very latest. Brandon.
And good evening to you, Sion, from the northeast side of Buffalo, out front the Tops Friendly Market, which bore witness to yesterday's massacre. New York's governor confirming tonight that the suspected gunman was under medical surveillance by medical authorities, as she put it, ahead of Saturday's shooting. As to whether law enforcement had been looking into him, though, we're only told yes, but they clarified that to say that was when he was in high school for something he is allegedly accused of writing. 18-year-old Peyton Gendron is accused of fatally shooting 10 people, wounding 3 others. The case being built around Gendron tonight centered on his alleged racist beliefs. Tonight, investigators are reviewing a 180-page purported manifesto, allegedly posted by the suspected gunman, laying out plans to kill black people. 2:30 Buffalo time, the suspect, identified as Peyton Gendron, arrived at Tops Friendly Market, heavily armed, wearing tactical gear, a helmet, and a camera to live stream his attack. Gendron was arraigned Saturday on 1 count of first-degree murder. He pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole. Gendron is set to return to court on Thursday for a felony hearing. He will remain in custody without bail. President Joe Biden today addressed Saturday's shooting, sending condolences to the victims' families and called on everyone to work together to address hate.
We're still gathering the facts, but already the Justice Department has stated publicly that it is investigating the matter as a hate crime, racially motivated act of white supremacy and violent extremism.
At a press conference, officials said the gunman drove over 3 hours from his hometown to carry out this attack, one targeted by zip code, said New York's governor.
And this was no other way to describe it than white supremacy terrorism. It's racism, it's hatred.
Grocery stores in a zip code primarily comprised of black residents. The Census Bureau says it's 78% black. That's among the top 2% of zip codes nationwide, with the highest percentage of black residents. By comparison, census data shows Gendron's hometown is 89% white, 0.4% black. And that point of contrast for you, Conklin, New York, about a 3.5-hour drive from Buffalo, New York. Area churches and community leaders throughout the day here have held vigil, praying for the victims, those 10 people killed. Also tonight, officials confirming families of all 10 have been notified too. That includes the family of Ruth Whitfield, whom you see right here on your screen. Buffalo's mayor also confirming that Whitfield is the mother of Buffalo's now retired fire commissioner.
I speak deliverance.
Heavy the weight of what happened lives stolen, bringing the people to pray for peace. Chelsea Williams works at a nearby hospital, said she had to come see it for herself.
He came to a grocery store. This could have been any store.
But it was the Tops at Jefferson and Riley. Likely intentional, stress officials because of the neighborhood's majority black composition.
The slogan around there is like Buffalo's a city of good neighbors. And so to see something like this happen here in this community is just surreal for me. And I never thought I would see something like that around here. You see it at other places around the country.
Lenice Lewis brought a bouquet of flowers to one of many memorials around the store. Knew one of the 10 people killed.
Very sweet, loving. She got along with everybody. She would give you her last and you wouldn't even know it. Such a big spirited, loving woman. I'm gonna miss her.
Lewis's grief deepened by her thoughts. She says her son called her yesterday, asking if she knew what had happened at their neighborhood grocery store.
I broke down crying. I said, I was on my way there, but I kept procrastinating at home. So I believe my life was spared.
Sadness drapes the block, the city. Anger also has a place here too, said Tony Arrington.
It becomes tiring. I have little brothers, I have little sisters, and it's scary to even go out to the grocery store to provide meals for my family because I'm scared of what can happen.
And witnesses describe hearing some 20 gunshots or more yesterday afternoon. Meantime, officials are zeroing in on the gun Gendron allegedly used. Gendron, according to New York's governor, legally purchased the AR-15 he's accused of using from a gun store here in New York State. But the governor said the gun was modified with a high-capacity magazine, which is illegal here in New York. Democrats pouncing on that, saying they would fight to implement additional gun safety measures. Back in Houston, Congressman Al Green addressed reporters calling on everyone to denounce hate.
My friends, it is no longer enough for people who hold public office to be the loudest voices denouncing acts of violence and mass shootings. It's time for the chambers of commerce, the clergy, business owners, school boards, and people from all walks of life to denounce hate as well.
From Houston back here to Buffalo, out front the grocery store, a very active crime scene still underway here tonight. Officials confirming the FBI is here and they've brought in specialized equipment to process the scene here, Sion. Very much so a long investigation underway, very much so an investigation in its early stages. Back to you.
Still lots of questions and, of course, lots of healing to be done. Brandon, thank you so much for your reporting.